Fine, thank you very much. Welcome to Africa Brics channel. We're here having a conversation with the MEC of Finance and Development in Gauteng. Thank you to have you here. Our first question is what is the relationship of Gauteng to the TEHA? By the way, congratulations on the 12th anniversary of hosting the TEHA.
Thank you very much. We are working with them as a very important institution that facilitates investment and trade between Europe and South Africa. So, as you correctly say, we've been working with them for 12 years, and they are a very important partner, like many other partners that we have. So we are excited to be working with them, and we plan to continue working.
I see that they also have a greater footprint in other African countries, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, Zambia, and so on. And how does that relate to Gauteng as the gateway of finance and investment in the region?
That's very important because we plan to intensify our place as a province and as a country in the continent. We all talk about intra-Africa trade, but it will not happen if we don't talk amongst ourselves. For starters, as countries, there is no dialogue, there is no program that is coordinated, and there are no activities that are taking place. So through those partnerships, we are able to also put our agenda on the table and collaborate with the other countries. In the Gauteng Investment Conference, for instance, next year, we are inviting regional ministers for finance and economic development in the continent.
I've heard a lot during the dialogues among the CEOs and other leaders like yourself, MEC. We're talking about PPP collaborations, private-public partnerships.
They are important because government has got limited resources at its disposal, and sometimes even knowledge that is limited. But when you collaborate with the private sector, you are able to tap into their knowledge, into their skills, into their networks and resources. So any government that is serious about development has to place Triple P's at the center of its work and prioritize it.
In one of the presentations, we saw that South Africa stands well in the index of doing business. But at the same time, when you look at the projections and prognosis, we see that we have young generation, but that African youth dividend can become an African curse if it is not nurtured. So what are strategies in place in Gauteng to be able to infuse the youth into this growing market?
The youth, women, people with disabilities, all these groups are receiving priority from government, not just the youth only, even women, given the patriarchal nature of the structure of the economy and our societies. So it's not just youth. And in everything that we do, we envisage to ensure that if there is growth, if there's more jobs, and that's why we've even set aside targets for youth, for women, for people living with disabilities, so that if we create 1,000 jobs, for instance, a certain amount goes to youth, a certain goes to women, certain go to people living with disabilities. So they are integral and at the center of our plans.
Yes. Speaking of this event, this TEHA initiative being held within the sidelines of the G20, what will the MEC hope to hear as the final resolution of the G20 within the same lines of development that were spoken up?
I think the commitment to end poverty, the commitment to work very hard and with speed in reducing inequality in our communities and in our different countries. I think for me it's very important. But also collaboration between countries to work with speed in growing the economy and in creating jobs. I think that's what we want to see. And of course, issues related to climate change and justice are very important.
Yes. I will comment what Gauteng has achieved in the last 3 quarters. How do we put impetus using the momentum in place of the G20, of the B20, of the P20 and W20? What strategies can we find or opportunities to fast track the development that is already in place in Gauteng?
I think we need to sustain the momentum. G20 has given great exposure to our country, to our province. G20 is not just this few days meeting of the heads of states. There's been meetings and events since the beginning of the year,
Yes.
and so there's been a lot of networks, a lot of skills, a lot of knowledge that has been acquired from all these different activities. And that's why what is important is to build the momentum and then institutionalize these experiences and resource them. And we need the correct people as well to implement all these important developments.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
One last message for Gautengers as the MEC. How would you like to?
Well, will we are committing to working hard as a government to change the status quo, and we urge people to work with us, cooperate with us, and we are confident that we will succeed.
Thank you very much.